more people to come in. Because sometimes it takes a while for notifications to come out. So, good morning. I can see y'all from where I'm at. But y'all can't see me, but I can see y'all. Good morning, good morning. I should have kept my little sticker on. Mm. Where is it at? I'm making some coffee. Have y'all tried this? I use this instead of the stevia. I'm sorry, the Splenda, the monk fruit. And it's supposed to be much better for you, and it's not as bad, I guess. But it's actually much sweeter too. It's very sweet. But it's 0 calories, zero everything. Oh wow, that's really good. Can y'all see my coffee? Hopefully I don't have a coffee mustache. Let me see. Ooh. My hair's sticking up. Hey y'all. Hey, hey, hey. Let me scoot over some more. Good morning. Sorry, I keep getting all these notifications from my sorors who are voting. Hey y'all, good morning. Hello. Those of you who are saying hi, Netta Brown, are you subscribed? Are y'all social workers? I'm just curious. I'm just trying to see who was all on the live. Hey. Good morning, y'all. I had to make some coffee. I actually use my Nespresso. I really like my Nespresso, but the one thing about the Nespresso is that like the Nespresso gives really good quality coffee, right? It gives like really good quality coffee. I love it. But as far as quantity, it doesn't give you a lot. And I have a lot I need to do today, so I had to pull out my coffee pot. Yay! Congratulations! That is so awesome. Congratulations. So what are your plans? What do you want to do? Please ask me all things social work. I do not gatekeep. If I have to end the live, I'm gonna come back on because my son, there's no school today, so he might come downstairs. I'm gonna have to end the live. He has on pajamas and all that. I mean, he could come in and say hi, but I don't really show my children on this channel. Children, my child. But yes, what are your plans? What do you want to do? That is awesome. There's so many social workers that are like leaving the field, but I'm such an advocate for social work. I love social work, y'all. I love social work. I love being a social worker. I do. I love being a social worker. I'm starting to see some other jobs, some other roles that I may end up like applying for that aren't exactly like the title isn't social work, but I can use my social work degree, you know? Even if my job title isn't like a social worker, you can still use social work skills in those positions. Okay, cool. So my first social work job was at a hospital. Hospitals are always looking for social workers. They always need social workers. And I feel like working at a hospital as a medical social worker, I gained so much knowledge from like insurances, Medicare, A, B, C, D, TRICARE, working with nursing facilities, having long-term care insurance, having to go to court. Because sometimes the medical social worker, you have to go to court, dealing with guardianships, power of attorneys, having psychiatrists come in and doing like assessing a patient's competency and dealing with mother baby units and having to call CPS or having a court order immediate removal. You go through so much. You learn so much as a medical social worker. I strongly advise anybody to do at least a year as a medical social worker. You're going to gain so much. Or at the VA. So what you can do too, there's two programs. Oh my goodness, that I just saw. There was one I've never heard of, but there's one called the Recent Graduate Program. Girl, I will go ahead and apply. Because sometimes they close. What? I wonder if that a continuous. It might be a continuous announcement. But the Recent Graduate, where they hire recent grads, um, just recent grad, any degree, as long as you graduate, I think within the past 2 years. So if you want to do that, definitely apply for that and see if they have that. I don't know if it's based on locality. I'm not sure, but try to apply for a recent graduate program at the VA. MSW, you should be able to apply for GS9 positions, I believe. Yeah, you should be able to apply for GS9 positions. I know the crisis emergency line was hiring. What other stuff can you do? You can also work if you look for social services assistants, some of the psychology announcements. Some of the VA jobs that you can work for that you can do with an MSW may not say social worker in the title, right? They also need people to work for claims for Medicare. So when you think of VA, some people say VA, but also think of the whole federal system in a whole, right? In its totality. You can go to USA Jobs, excuse me, and I would just look for GS9 and just sit there through either in your area, do remote jobs, but definitely look for, you can do help process claims, any social sciences announcements. What else? I'm trying to think GS9 for social work. Because I know for all of my positions, you had to have an LCSW. I was a GS11. Trying to think for an exact position. Trying to think, what is for social work? Will they allow you to have like without the license? I'm not sure, but you can definitely get hired. You can definitely work for the VA with MSW. Definitely, easily, yeah. Definitely look into the recent graduate program. Just be aware that if you do want to go back to school, just saying in the future, if you do want to go back to school and you work for the VA, you have to work for them for a year before they will pay for you to go back to school. So just FYI for that. Some of the positions have loan forgiveness, loan repayment. The Indian Health Services is hiring. I saw that they're actually having. I need to post it on my community tab. They're actually having a career fair, I believe. You may even be able to get into like a entry level HR role. They're hiring for HR assistants. If that's something that you want to do, you can use your social work skills for that. So yeah. Yes, yeah, I know that's a lot I'm throwing at you. Sorry, but you can always come back and like rewatch the live. This is what minute 8:54, 8:55. Um, and then also a hack you can do too. Let's say you want to work for a particular VA, right? You can just craft your resume, draft a generic like with your skills, a generic cover letter, send it to HR there and ask them, hey, I'm just interested if you have any positions, if you have anything available for me, just send it. That's how I got my adjunct position. Just send HR your resume. If you want to work for a particular VA, you don't see anything available, send it to them. You never know. Sometimes jobs aren't always posted. So, and there's direct hire positions that mean that you don't even have to. You do have to apply, but they no interview. They'll direct hire you. But yeah, if you want to work for a particular VA, just email HR. Try to look up HR information and just email them. Email them your information. But yeah, awesome. I've had my MSW for 7 years now. Yep, 7 years. I've had my LCSW for 5 years, I think. 5 years, almost. It'll be 4.5 years. 4.5 years. Yes, no problem. Are there any other MSWs, any other social workers up here? If not, it's fine. But if y'all have any questions, please feel free to ask me. I did go. I had changed my clothes. I had my sorority stuff on because I went to go vote. But please make sure you do, if you want to. I'm not gonna say please make sure you do go vote, but I think it's important to vote for whoever you choose to vote for. But just make sure you do go vote for whoever you decide to vote for. And I wanted to make some videos today. I'll probably end up making them tomorrow and editing them tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. I'll see if I want to make my videos today. I have so many videos I want to post about just some tips for if you want to apply for, if you want to for a doctoral program, for business. Also, y'all, I keep seeing all these pictures everybody posting. Business stuff, business credit, business loans, certain things. What else? But yeah, those are things that I plan to do. Make videos about that, and applying differences between DSW, PhD, differences and certain things you should look for in schools that you're going to apply for. And business loan, business credit, and probably just the importance of just credit too. I want to emphasize that, y'all. Please make sure you keep your credit decent, because there are certain jobs, especially in the federal system. There were certain jobs. There was one that I was applying for. They do credit checks, so if your credit is not whatever they deem unworthy, which I don't know what their score is, they will not hire you. So you have to make sure that try to keep your credit decent. Try to, because that can stop you from getting a job. It really can. It can stop you from getting a job. So make sure you keep your credit at a decent range. But what do I have planned for today? I'm getting hungry. I wonder how would that work? Do you know someone in the state that you're in that is licensed? So what you could do is try to find someone who's licensed in the state that you're in, and then also licensed in the state you're moving to. And then you can also try to see if the state does the interstate compact, if they've entered that agreement. Okay. Because now they have is it called the interstate compact? I think it is, where certain states have agreed that if you have a social work license in this state, then it's okay for you to practice in this state. You don't have to like apply and do all that stuff over again. You can see if the state will do that, if they'll honor that, if they're in that compact, in that agreement. If not, I don't know if possibly if the supervisor has a license in that state, or if they would be willing to be licensed. I know for my supervisee, if she was to go to another state, and I would just go ahead and get that license and just supervise her. I would definitely do that. Or for anybody that I would go ahead, and because if anything, it would just make me more marketable for having my license in different states. So, and then if you don't want it anymore, you can just let it lapse as long as I have my main state. But that's something you could do and see if he or she is willing to do that, or if the two states are in their interstate compact. So you don't have to wait to get hours, because who wants to wait? Because applying, I know for the state of Virginia, it was really quick. The turnaround, I got approved probably within a week, maybe. Was it a week? I got approved very fast, very quickly. So yeah, it is. It definitely is. It is a lot with different states. It is. It definitely is. What was I gonna say? Oh, I was on my other channel earlier, just talking about just leadership. I'm getting my doctorate degree in leadership, and I was just like, I don't even think I want to be in leadership anymore. Not in the capacity of what I thought. My goal, I wanted to be a director of a VA, right? I wanted to do something like that. But now I don't think I want to do that. Well, now I know I don't want to do that anymore. So pivoting. But just thinking about how hard it is to be in leadership, and actually, like, as I got older, and I remember like maybe 5 or 6 years ago, it was right before the pandemic, I think. Was it right before the pandemic? I think so. I received an offer to be a supervisor for an agency, one I've never worked for, two. I wasn't familiar, and they wanted me to supervise and do all of this stuff, and I was just like, one, I'm not familiar with the agency. I'm not familiar with their practices. for me to be a supervisor, unless it's like clinical, like, you know, or therapy or something like that, I can do that. But I just feel like I don't want to come in supervising individuals, and I'm not familiar with the work culture. I'm not familiar with how y'all do things. I think that's just very important to be, and I think it's great to find leadership and managers who already work for the company, so they have an idea. It's hard to take someone who, you know, they were your coworkers and now you're above them. That's kind of hard to manage that dynamic. It's always best to move that person from somewhere else where they weren't coworkers, because it can be blurring lines. um but I'm saying that to say they offered me the position. I turned it down because, one, I felt like I wasn't ready to lead, and I know for a fact now, years later, I was not ready to lead. And one can say, who is ever ready to lead? But I knew that I wasn't ready to lead. One, two, I wasn't familiar with the organization, with the workplace culture, everything. So I just turned it down. And it's so interesting how the qualities they were looking for, not even the qualities, the qualifications. I was like, I don't have this, I don't have that. They were like, that's fine, that's fine. They just needed someone, right? But I didn't want to do those a disservice, you know, because I feel like it would be a disservice for them. Because number one, I feel like I'm not ready to lead. I need to develop myself, my character, you know, all of that. I just felt like I don't want to take a leadership role already knowing that I'm not ready to lead, you know. Unless I get something from God, I feel like it's coming from God. I'm like, okay, Lord. But I don't think that's what it was. I knew I wasn't ready to lead. I knew I wasn't ready to be in that position. Even though I think it would have been great for experience, you know, I could have took that and did a lot with it. But also have to think about people who, you know, I'm working with, and lives that I'm working with, and you know, um, just different things. And I was just like, no, I don't want to do them a disservice. I already know it in my spirit. I can feel it within myself that I'm not ready to lead. So why would I do that? So to me, I feel like certain things are just not all about the money. And then I think right after that, the pandemic happened, and yeah, so yeah, and I'm saying that to say too, just with the election and everything like that. Just I was thinking today how it's just like it's just so important to just have compassion and mercy and pray, you know, um, over our leaders, whoever it is, right? Because leadership is hard. Leadership is hard, especially a good leader. It's hard. It's very hard. It's very hard. So I feel like I hear my son coming downstairs, and I think I do. So I am going to end the live. I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all day, and I will see y'all later.